I got a 13, 1.3, and still I don't know how I got that.
It's something, it's miracle plus effort, I think.
I am a guy who couldn't crack the state entrance exam for engineering.
Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of this channel. Today I'm absolutely thrilled to invite our guest. He's a student, a brother, a friend, and moreover he has secured a placement at Reliance. So let me invite Mr. Akhil Prince. I want to know what was your experience. I mean the first year, the second year, and the overall experience of the engineering life.
So, firstly, I would like to say that my engineering life itself started from a failure.
Okay.
So, why I said that is because I am a guy who couldn't crack the state entrance exam for engineers.
Okay.
And later, as you said, I got placement, and it was through an internship. And later in my life, I could do internship with the NITs and IITs.
Oh, that's interesting.
So the thing I want to say is that even if you fail in something, if you are dreaming for something higher, never give up, and just believe in God. So I would like to say that I am a true believer. He will always show a way.
Okay.
So coming to your question, my engineering love story my love story with engineering started from my 8th standard itself.
Okay.
Since I was studying in a technical school, the technical school means we studied about electrical and electronics from my 8th to 9th standard itself.
Okay.
So you would think why I took that. Since I would say that I was slightly influenced by one of my cousin brothers who was already studying there,
Okay.
and then I also got influenced, and then I moved on to technical school.
Okay.
So from there itself, my story started off for engineering. There we studied about electrical, electronics, etc. Then plus two also I was in a technical school,
Okay.
and then comes the twist in my life. I dreamed of pursuing my engineering degree just after my plus two. So I used to study. So I thought that without going for any entrance coaching or that, I could crack the engineering entrance exam easily. So I would say that that was my overconfidence. And after plus two, I went just for a 1 month crash course for engineering entrance, and drastically I couldn't even pass KEEP. So you would know that what is
Yes,
KEEP.
yes, yeah.
So I drastically failed. I couldn't even grab a 10 mark in my. So you would know that in KEEP we need 10 marks in physics, chemistry, and 10 marks in maths. And I couldn't get 10 marks in one of the subjects. So I am a guy who couldn't pass the state entrance exam for engineering. Then I would say that was one of my lowest point of my life. So I didn't have at that point also I always thought of doing engineering. So I didn't have any backup plans. So everything my mind in my mind was to just go after plus to just go for engineering. But I didn't have any backup plan. So at that point of life, I understood whenever you shift from one thing to another. For example, if I were going from plus two to college, or after college, if you are going from for any what we say any job, you always should have a backup plan.
Yes.
So I would suggest you that you always have a backup plan. So at that in my plus after my plus two, I didn't have one. So after failing the KEEM, I didn't know what to do. So I would say something happened, and just out of the air, I got a thought of going for diploma. So since I had a good marks in 10th, I got a admission in one of the finance polytechnic college, which is Kalmashiri.
Okay.
So then from there, as I said earlier, that was one of my lowest point of life. So initially in my polytechnic life, I was a bit depressed, but still I had faith in God, and I just went on studying that. And in another way, that was also a good thing for me, since I was a bit weak in my max plus two max. So if I had came directly to the BTech, I would say I would not have cleared first year max in the first attempt itself. So since I went for diploma, their max was a bit simpler than our BTech max, so I could study well and clear them. And the diploma subjects are very similar to our BTech one. So as since I could study those, it was very helpful for me in my BTech studies. So that's what I said. God has a plan, and that will only happen to us, even if we try to go any other way. And even if we feel that things which are not going according to our plan, but believe that the plan which is working out in our life, it's better than what we thought. So that's why I said, if I had came directly to the BTech stream, and I would have drastically failed in our what we say, engineering mechanics and engineering maths, etc. But since I went for diploma, I could easily skip that part, because after diploma we just need to come to the second year, and second year max, I think what I believe is that it's much more simpler than first year max. You also would have the same opinion. Yeah. So that's what I want to say about my engineering life. And what I say, during the internship also, the knowledge I gained through my diploma has helped me a lot. And even what we say, for the interview of internship, etc., the interviews also, the knowledge I gained from what we say, technical schools and diploma has helped me a lot.
Yes, by I think by hearing all of these words, I feel this man of going through all these troubles, the ups and downs, and it's something, it's miracle plus effort. I believe.
Yeah, that's also what I want to say. So in Malayalam, there is a proverb that Tan Padi Devam Padi, which means our 50 and God's 50 will help in getting something done. So I would say that it's not like that. I would say that our 25 and God's 75. The important thing is that if we give our 25, then only God will give his 75. So from my life experience, I would say, after during my plus 2 years, I had, as I earlier said, I was overconfident, and I said that easily I would have cracked key. So I didn't give my 25%. I just went for a 1 month crash course, and in that crash course also I didn't work well. Just went and what to say around, and just did it for fun. And so I didn't give my 25%. So God also backed out, and he also didn't give me 75%, and I just drastically failed my KEAM exam. So in the next stage after diploma also, we need to write an entrance exam to get into the engineering. So in that case, since I had a past experience, so I thought of just trying to give my 25%. So we our friends gathered, and just we did some online courses in the group, and just I tried to do something from my part, so that I could easily crack the CAT exam. So the thing is, that's what I said. If you give your 25%, God will give the 75%. And what happened is still a miracle, since I just had a very few preparation for writing a CAT exam. And the thing is, when the result came out, I was ranked about 13, 1-3 among what we say 1000 and 1500 students. I got ranked 13, and still I don't know how I got that. Since I had just prepared a bit, I wouldn't say that I didn't prepare at all, because I did, and I won't say that I prepared a lot, but still I did. So better than what I prepared for my KEAM exam. And then which means I had a feeling that I had put my 25%. So then, as I said, God also gave his anyway. Then what a miracle happened, and I got a 13, 1-3, and still I don't know how I got that. And from there, then also something, yeah, then one thing I forgot to mention is that during my diploma also, I had a option between electronics, communication, and electrical engineering. So I didn't have an idea what to take, electrical or electronics. So yeah, when I got for allotment of the diploma also, I had two minds, whether to go for electronics or whether to go for electrical. So in my allotment list also, first option was electronics. Then when I went for allotment, so I met one of my seniors from my school, who was sitting in the help desk of the allotment. So that's what I said. God has a plan. Since I was going for electronics as my first option, so firstly, when I saw him, so he also knew me from my school days. So he came to me, and from out of nowhere, I didn't expect him to be there or get any advice from him. So out of nowhere, he came and he said that the electrical department in this college is better than electronics one. Is no, what we say. It is not to hurt anyone's feeling who studied electronics there, but still he gave me some such a suggestion. Since why he said that, I understood later, because electrical department was going for NBA accreditation, whereas EC department was not going for it. So once I entered the electrical, I understood why he said that from my experience. So that's what I said. That's There's a plan. So the person who was going for allotment was planning to do electronics and communication engineering, but later at that moment just things changed, and I just went to electrical. So now I think that was a good decision for me. So from there, then we did electrical for 3 years, and the factor is that I only went to college for 1.5 years only. The rest, as you all know, Corona came, and things got bad to worse. So what I say during the so I had what we say, when we go to college, we would have big dreams. We will go for IV, we will go that, this, that. Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. So what we say, nothing. So that's why. That's also one reason why I took engineering. So since I missed a whole part of my college life, so even though I had got placement from my diploma in LNT and MRF, so two companies I got placed. So at that point of time also I had double mind whether to go for studies or for job. So I consulted many of my seniors. So many of them said that even if you go for job after diploma, it would be very hard to raise the pay scale. So it's better to go for BTech rather than come to job. So after BTech also you would get a better package. So that's why I choose to go for BTech. And for what would again I would say, by God's grace, I got admission in one of the colleges nearest to my home. And not only that, CUSAT is one of the best engineering. I would not say it like that. CUSAT is one of the best college to do engineering without getting what you say, crushed by the curriculum, and enjoy the engineering life. So most of the CUSAT would say agree to my opinion, wouldn't you? Yeah, sure. So that's the thing. And even though in KEEM also, I for engineering, I also wrote the KTU's exam, and I also got a allotment in my college, Kodamangala. So that also I was into double mind whether to stay here or go there. Then finally I decided to stay here, and again I would say that was one of the good decisions I have made. And in CUSAT it is that everything is there. What we say, there is studies and there is extracurricular activities. They both go in hand. So the person who can balance them both can do well in both. A person who wants to do extracurricular activities and avoid the studies, he can go for that. And the person who wants to only look into studies, who can go for that. So I wouldn't suggest that you just look on the studies. You try to balance both. That would be better to enjoy the engineering life. So when compared to other engineering colleges, this thing is what makes CUSAT different. So we can enjoy both.
So by hearing your words, I'm pretty confident that you have chosen the right path, because it's actually evident that you have made a quick jump to a better position, because getting a placement at such a situation is actually critical, and it's pretty impressive. So speaking of internship, how did you get into that?
So as still I would say everything has happened to me. I wouldn't say I haven't tried. I have given, as I earlier said, I have given my 25%. The rest is, yeah. Many of them won't say that there's. So most of the believers would believe that. So rest of the people, I would let it to be let it to them to decide. So for me, I have experienced a lot of such things. So this also came to me in such a way, because randomly a message came in our WhatsApp group, placement group. So Reliance is going looking for internships. So I just applied for it, and after I went, at that time I didn't have any laptop of myself, so I had to go to one of my friend's house to attend the test. And I attended the test. About most of the students in our class attended it, and only about 3 got shortlisted for the interview. and among the three, I only got selection to attend the internship. And the internship stories, what would say I would say about a movie story similar, because once we got internship, there were huge uncertainties whether we could go for internship or not, because at that time in CUSAT, in SOE, there were so mostly internship had to be happen in the month of May and June. So in most of the other colleges, the corona due to corona, the academic year was lagging. But still, many of the other North Indian colleges or colleges in that other states have catched up to the curriculum even due to the corona. So, but in our college, things still it was lagging. So for the reason, the authorities have decided to cut out our semester, what we say, summer break, and to use that to take what we say, overcome the classes. So once the authorities decided that, so the thing was that from CUSAT, the two colleges are the main campus and SOE. So from SOE, three students got selected, and from main campus, two got selected. So thing was, after the selection mail came, we are not getting any further mail regarding joining dates or any other thing. So we waited for about one and a half months. Still, we were not receiving. But after 1.5 months, we got the news that the other students from the other main campus college, got the mail regarding the joining dates, etc. So we were still not getting it. So we thought that since we are both from different colleges, so they would get and we would get after a week or two. After a week or two, also we were not getting any mail. So then we started enquiring what was happening. So thing was, main campus had already what we say managed their academics, and they had cooperated with them. So but still we were lagging. So as the authorities had decided, we were not going to give the summer break. So one of our what we say higher official had sent the mail to Reliance that we cannot send our students to internship. So that's the reason why we were not receiving any further mails. So we came to know this only after very long gap. So that students got mail, they got what we say a document uploaded, other things. So their process onboarding process were continuing. Ours mail was not at all came. So then we started how can we go. Then they said that there's not going to be any break, so we cannot send you like that. Then later, due to the political party intervention, we got the break in the month of June. So the notice for the break came in the later part of May, no, later part of April. So then after we got the news that we are going to get the break in so not June, we are going to get the break in May, and we got the news in the later part of April, on the third or fourth week of April, that we are going to get the summer break in the May. So once we got the news, we again went to the what we say our TPO or placement officer and said, since we are getting the leave, then could you please send the mail to Reliance that we can send our students, we are break. So he also said there are so much formalities to again resend the mail. So you have to do all the paperwork and then come. So we had to do everything from the scratch. We had to get the permission from there, from here. So you know the paperwork formalities. So we had to run a lot. So what would say I would say that's also God's plan, since our department HOD was Lada ma'am. I would like to mention her because without her this internship would have not been possible, and neither I could have get placed in the Reliance. I got placed because only because of the internship. So without Lada ma'am, the internship would not have been possible, and I would not have been sitting here like this. What the thing was that Lada ma'am did her what would say everything she could do to make the internship happen. Since what I would say she would be happy when even when I call her at the night or even after 9 o'clock, and even if I call her to get something done or to call someone else or higher officials to get something done, she would happily take up the call and do what is to be done. So things were getting out of our hands, and later that's long story. And again the thing, once then after completing all of the paper, finally our mail was sent to the Reliance officers that we could send our students. And again there comes a twist. The person who was handling this what we say other internship thing in the from the Reliance part, she was on the leave. So we sent the mail in the April last week, or about 29th or 30th April. She went to leave for half 15 days of May. So we sent the mail. So we were waiting for the reply. So we waited for a week, 2 week. Then reply was incoming. Then later, the mail was sent by TPO. So then we took things in our hand and we sent a mail to her saying like this is the thing and this is. Then at the point itself, we got a automatic reply, which I think that they have said that this person is on leave. You have to contact someone else, and the mail ID was. So that's the point when we realized that the person who is responsible for sending the reply mail is on leave. So I think that some miscommunication happened between our official and their official, that our official didn't get the thing that she was on leave. And later we tried to get the numbers from get the number of HR from one of our seniors working there, and then we were also trying her on the call. Since she was on leave, we were not reaching her. So one Sunday evening, so in the phone there's a notification that if we are calling someone, and if that person is not reachable, then once she's reached, we get a reply message that she is available. So one Sunday evening, I got one such message. So once I called her, she took the call. So thing is that she could have cut the call because it is coming from unknown number, and I called her and I told that I am a student from CUSAT. Then at that point also she could have easily hung up the phone, since and she heard everything what I said. And then after that she started to fire me back. Then why are you as a student, why are you calling me? You cannot call. So I would appreciate her efforts, because she could have hung up the thing at the time itself when I called and told that I am a student. So but she didn't do that. She heard everything, and after that, after giving me a solution also, she said that you cannot contact me directly. You should have done it through your officials. So so I said, ma'am, this was our situation. So if we were very desperate to get the internship, so that's why we called. And then the things started to turn. Then they gave us a date. Then that date was not good for us, and again for up and down mails again. Then in the middle of that, there came a notification that there are exams on the date which we were supposed to go for the internship. Then things again changed. Then last things happened. That's what I said. Without leather, ma'am, this could not happen. So she told that don't worry about notification, that it would be get postponed. And then she called our principal and convinced him to let us go. And a lot of things happened. So this is the long story short, that without leather, ma'am, this would not have been possible. So once we got the date was from I remember from my memory, the date was from June 5th to July 14th. So then firstly they said that we should reach there by June 22nd. There was two batch of internship from May 15th to June first week, and then there was second batch from June 5th to July 15th, 2 months. So the internship was yeah. So the internship was for 2 months. So since our situation was like this, we called them and we agreed upon a thing that the internship would reduce for us, for me and two guys from the safety department. For them, the internship would be reduced to 1.5 months. So these things happen in the between. So other guys got the internship for 2 months, and they also got the payment for the 2 months. So since our thing was so complicated, though, so we reduced it to 1.5 months, and we also only, so that's the bad part. We only got the payment for 1.5 months only. Since so that's not money is not a matter for this. We need to get
It's
the
about
experience,
internship, right?
internship and experience. So since we got the we got to do that, that was great. So then we went, and I would say it was in 2023, from May to June, May to July. So that 3 to 3.5 months of my life was one of the hectic 3.5 months of my life. Since the thing was, we went for internship on June 2nd. We boarded the train. We reached there by 5th. Then we completed internship for 1.5 month, and by July 16th I reached back home. The thing is, July 16th I reached back home. Our S6 exam dates were from most probably from July last, so about 26th or 27th July last. So thing was that I came back, I reached home by 16th July. 17th we had an online class, 18th we had an offline class, and from 19th S6 exam started. So firstly I had to complete the internal exam, then from internals and externals and labs. Then that 3.5 months was, I would say, a very hectic life. So so I had to, what we say, I didn't couldn't attend the class for the 15 days of the July. So the June was vacation for us. July I didn't get the classes, and at that point of time, S6, I would say in engineering, or my from my experience, S6 is one of the toughest semesters. So in that semester, I lost a class of about I would say half or 1 month, to close to 1 month. I lost class. So according to me, I am a person who doesn't do much of the homework. I am a person who listens in the class and just grabs the knowledge, things teachers say from the class, and just study before the exam, or 2 days before the exam. And so most probably I would be writing the exam from the memory I get from the class. So for me, for such a person to lose a half month of class was a big thing. So I lost the class. Then I said 16th I came, 17th we had an online class, 18th we had an offline class, and 19th we started internals. I don't know, still I don't know how I did all the things, and completed the exams. And by God's, I would say, by God's grace, I didn't get any supplies. So if I got the supplies, these things, but 3.5 months hectic schedule and exams would just get passed away. Because if I get supply, I can't get placed there. So there are conditions, something like that. So things happen. That's what I say. I got the placement, and then sorry, I got the internship. I came back. I then wrote the exams, and I passed S6.
So, since you have got the internship, could you just describe how was the experience, the work culture in the situation?
So internship, the thing. Firstly, I would like to say that if you are trying to get an internship in core companies, so first thing you should learn Hindi.
Oh.
I would say, even if you can read or write Hindi, learn to speak Hindi and understand Hindi, because without that you cannot survive. So, simple example is that the guys from South India who came along with me were not getting out of their room because they couldn't understand Hindi. Even if they were tried, they were getting some, what we say, bad vibes, because since they can understand Hindi, so they will think that someone else is talking in Hindi. They would be teasing them. They will think, even though the guys were not teaching them, so once they can understand what they are saying, they will automatically think that those guys are just talking shit about us. About what we say. That thing happen. We cannot say that we do. Even if we are in that situation, we also would be thinking like that similarly. So that's the first thing I would want to suggest. Learn Hindi. Even if you can write or read Hindi, we can read or write Hindi. Try to speak and understand Hindi. So I would suggest. So you guys already watch series. I also watch. So try to watch more of Hindi series or something like that, with subtitles, so we can understand the meanings of the words. So that's the thing. So there also, when we are talking to the higher officials of the company, they would prefer that we would talk in Hindi. So it's better for them to communicate, and all sorts of communicate. So those guys from the South India, they're having problem because the guy language better. So that's the first thing I would like to suggest: learn Hindi. And next thing, about what we would try work culture in Reliance was, I would say, what's good, because we were well taken care of. That we had, I would say, double sharing room, in a room 2 persons, and then with AC, free Wi-Fi, attached bathroom. Only thing we had to pay is for our food and cleaning. Cleaning in the sense cloth. Only they bill us for food, and if we had to get our clothes clean, we had to pay for it. Only that were only expenses, and rest expenses to explore Gujarat and all, that's our choice to do. So as I said, three of my friends from SOE were placed in the same site. So the site itself, when so what thing happened that they too didn't know Hindi. So since I said that there were two sharing rooms, so they probably went in the same room and I was left alone. So I also knowingly did that because I know that they don't know Hindi. So I knew because I in my childhood I've been in North India for my till my third class. So I had a basic idea of Hindi. So I let them to go in same the room, and I shared a room with one of my Gujarati friends. So he also us we were very compatible. I would say. So we had a very good 1.5 months. And about the place we were doing internship. So if you search for the largest refinery in the world, so first thing would come the Jamnagar Refinery. So that's where we were placed. So that also I would say. So if we had nothing, nothing, complication during our internship day, the other two guys were placed in two different places. One is Vadodara and Mumbai. So if this complication wouldn't have happened, we also would have got some other places. But still, the destiny got us to Jamnagar. The Jamnagar, though every person in the Jamnagar, we had some 1 week of orientation class. So what they said is that if you are working in Reliance, it is a star, and if you are working in Jamnagar refinery of Reliance, it's an extra star for you. So that's what they said. So the thing is, we got placed in Jamnagar refinery. So we had a 1 week, what we say, orientation because before we started our internship. So in that, what they said was, if you are working in Reliance, it is a star, and if you are working in Jamnagar refinery of Reliance, it's extra star. So why they are saying that? If you go to Google and just type largest refinery in the world, Jamnagar will pop up. That's it is the largest refinery in the world. So that's what I said. Things were not going according to our plan. A lot of things happened before. So we also thought, why is this happening to us? And lastly, if we didn't have any problem like this, then we would have gone place somewhere other. Since we had this problem and things, lastly we got the place Jamnagar. And Jamnagar was, as I said, it's a feather. Yeah, yeah, like that's what I said. If we do our 25, the rest 75 will come, and it would become a miracle. Similarly, this also, in this case also, the same thing happened. So in Jamnagar, what would I would say is that it's a mix up of what would say 6 to 7 sites. It's every other there's a lot of, if I start saying explaining about Jamnagar, it would go. I can talk, I can talk. So so it was about 6 to 7 refineries combined, and we were about 60 students who were doing internship. Most of them were from NITs and IITs. Only very few were from non-NITs and IITs. And from Kerala, only we three were there. In the sense, college from Kerala, only we were there. And Malayalis were there who were studying in NITs and IITs. We also got caught up. Not only from Kerala, and there were students from NIT Calicut also. Only from these two colleges from Kerala. Rest all from Gujarat, Mumbai, NIT, other IIT, IIT Madras, NIT, Warangal.
So you're speaking about the internship journey actually. So could you just elaborate how the entire Jamnagar, right?
Yeah.
Yes, how was that the entire place and the experience you got from it?
So thing is, so as I earlier said, if you search for the world's largest refinery, the first thing will pop up is Jamnagar. So Jamnagar is about combination of 6 to 7 subsites. So I was placed in one of the subsites called C2 complex. So where the most of the what we say. So there are different kind of such as what would say DTA, SCZ, C2 complex, etc. About 6 to 7. I don't just remember correctly now. So I was placed in C2 complex. So most of them, first, as I said, first week was for orientation. So they gave us a rough idea of where we are, what they are doing, and what we are expected to do. So and the most important thing they gave us is about safety. So in the Reliance they said that say that uh, safety is a lifestyle there. Uh, uh, so they gave us orientation for 1 week. And after that, we were, as I said, there were 60 students from different colleges. So we were just distributed among the sites, as I mentioned earlier. So everyone was dispersed. So initially, for the first week, we 60 were together as a class, go everywhere going together, visiting sites, etc., etc. Then after 1 week, they just divided us. So I would say that after the division, I haven't met some people at all until now. That was their thing. So after the first week, we were assigned mentors, and each mentor had decided a topic for us to study. So after the first week, we got messages regarding our topic. So the topic I got, and I was placed in C2 complex. So the topic I got was effect of grid disturbance in power electronic equipments. That was a topic I got to do the project on.
So you have to do project. I mean, you have to do internship regarding the project that you have.
The project was not my choice; it was assigned to me by my mentor. So the thing is, we had to study things related to the thing. We have to use the resources there. We had to acquire what we say documents from there, which were very confidential. We were not allowed to share it around. So we were given what would say very the data transfer was very secure there. So we had another desktop. So we had a entire another workspace in our laptop. So from that workspace, we cannot transfer data to our main desktop. It was such that they are designed such a system. So even if we want to ask document, we have to mail, and even if one of the juniors send us a mail, the only our once a mentor approves it, then only the mail will reach us. So that thing was very secured, I would say. So we had to collect data, we had to study things, etc., etc. That was the main thing. Then we had a presentation, and we had to present it before the so official. They would ask cross questions, and I mean that's what I said. It was a what we say part of interview. From that, from our performance, they decided to select or reject. So the topic I got, that's another thing. The topic which I got was effective grid disturbance in power electronic equipment. So as you are electric, you would know the grid is about high voltage and low current, and whereas power electronics about low voltage and high current. So the thing is, power electronics is a subject which I used to skip. I frankly say that's why it's not my forte. I would prefer I would have got something related to machines or power system. I like the subjects more. In college days also I used to skip. I used to just study a day before exam and just മലയാളി തട്ടിക്കൂട്ടി എങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ പാസ്സാവാ എന്നുള്ള സെറ്റപ്പ് ആയിരുന്നു. So from by the God's grace or by anything, I got the same topic. The what would say the scope of my project was, as I said, grid is high voltage low current. I had to study entirely from the grid to the power electronic equipments. So I studied. My mentor, I also would like to mention my mentor was Vijay Kumar Desai sir. He also helped me a lot. So the thing was, I had to study from power system to power electronics to complete my project. So as you would know that power system and power electronics are entirely different phases, and they are what would say it's one end, then power electronics at another. So I had to study. I had to. I would say I initially started by studying the single line diagrams of the substation. And then from there, I had to study about the what would say uh, disturbances like sorts of faults, etc. happening, and the fault how are they are affecting the system. Then how are they are affecting the grid power electronic equipment. And I had to give solutions also. So in finding the solution also, my mentor helped me a lot. Then since we had only 1.5 month internship, as I said earlier, I had to do a bit more than the other because they had 2 months. I had only 1.5 month. So for them, they had two what would say two presentations, one in the mid and one at the end. So for me, both happened simultaneously because 2 days before the final, I had one pre, and then at the final day, I had the final. So I would say I had to work a bit more because of the constraint of the time that I had. So by God's grace, I could do what I was supposed to do, and as a result, I got placed. So that's what I would say about my internship experience. So mainly, what I experienced there was good work culture. I would say that everyone was supportive. and working environment also was full of. I was placed in one of the place called PAB, petrochemical admin building. So there was the office room also was full of AC, centralized AC. We are given a table. The thing my mentors told me at the start of the internship was everything is there. It depends on you whether to what you will gain. That's what he said. So it's upon you how much you gain the knowledge. So at the end of the internship, he said, "I would not I would not like to self-appreciate myself." He said that I did well. So for me also that was satisfaction. So I had to visit I had visited most of the sites. I had gone for outdoor. So interesting fact is that even if you wanted to go somewhere, you could not do by walking because thing is it's a big place. We had to travel a lot. So I like to suggest say one of my experience there that I had visited one of the stations to come back to the place where I was sitting. They sent me a car. That's the distance between the two places. So that's what I said. Everyone was cooperative, everyone was supportive, and everyone was answering my questions. Everyone was giving me the data that which I was asking for.
Can you describe a day in your internship?
So as I from starting itself, I am saying that I'm a strong believer. So I could not leave my faith. Similarly, in that by God's grace, I was since I am a Christian, so I in my house also I would go for mass daily. So there also I got opportunity to go for mass. So my day started. Almost woke up at 5:30 and just went for my bath and then I go for mass, which was about 1 kilometer away at 6. And after that I came back. I would come back and have my breakfast. I then get the change uniform, and about 7:45 we would get a bus. We would need to board a bus. If the bus is for the employees of Reliance, it would be. So as I said, I was placed in C2 complex. So I had to board a bus to C2 complex. Then after reaching the C2 complex entrance, we had to get out of the bus, and other in C2 complex itself there are several subsites. So after getting down from the bus in front of C2 complex, it would be just like a bus stand. So there would be buses standing with the boards, the place where I have to go or others have to go. Then I have to get down at the bus stop. I would say describe it as a bus stop. Then I would board another bus, which would take me to the place I am sitting. And then after going there, we would collect data. As I said, if we want to go to places, I would go to places and I would collect data. I would prepare my report. I would prepare my PPT. And in the same place itself, we had 2-3 other interns along with me in the same place as I was sitting. So they were also very helpful for me. Then at the lunch break we will go, and for lunch also they had their own app. We had to select the food that we had from the menu, then we had to pay, then we had to scan the code. Everything was I would say a month of I enjoyed 1.5 months of a corporate life. So then we would come back, then we again go get on to our work. Then at 5:30 we had to learn. We had ID cards. We were only allowed to enter and exit the places by swiping our ID cards. So even we had similar to a corporate. If in a corporate we had to punch in, punch out, exit. Everything was there. So I will literally say that I had a 1.5 month of corporate life. So from the starting my day by punching in, ending my day by punching out. Everything was there. So and similarly also when we had to return home also, return to a guest house. The thing is they house that us at a guest house which is about 40 to 50 kilometers away from the Jamnagar Refinery. So we had to travel about 45 to 1 hour to reach the place. So usually what I do was I as I said I woke up early, so I had to complete my sleep. Most probably I would board the bus at 7:30. Then I would most probably go to sleep. So about 9 o'clock we would reach the bus stand I said earlier. So about we could I could get a sleep of about 40 to 45 minutes,
Oh,
peaceful
per day.
sleeps per day
Oh.
by traveling up down up. And similarly after punching out we could come out of the building. Then we will get a bus which would take to gate of the C2 complex, and from there we will again have to get down and board another bus, which would be going to our guest house. So while coming back also we have to travel 40 to 45 minutes. So at that time I would watch movies or something like that, and then come at, and then after coming back I would just wash my clothes and then have dinner and have myself individual prayers and video call my parents, and then complete some work. So as I said already, our classes were going on during the time I was there, so I had to cope up with the syllabus. So just look in my notes and complete some of the notes. So I was lucky to have some of my friends who would help me by sending the notes during the classes while the time I was there, and I would complete some of my notes and just connect with other friends who are there from the 1980s, and just about 10 to 11 o'clock I would go to sleep, and again it goes up. So I
Yeah,
did
the cycle repeats, right?
yeah, cycling trips.
Oh,
So I did enjoy the days but much.
yeah, from your words, I can actually understand how good it felt.
Yeah.
So next, I would like to know about since we jump from a study culture to a work culture, what all things do we need? What all things do we need to add up to sustain at such an environment?
So the thing is, whatever we have attitude during our college days, that would carry over to our work. I believe that. So, so if we are trying to do what we can do best during our school days, that would be most probably what we will be doing in our working days as well. So the thing I would like to suggest is that whatever you do, try to do it 100%, or try to achieve 100% output from that.
Yeah, we need to put that effort,
Yeah.
right?
Try to put that effort. That's all I would like to say. So we can only try. I cannot say that we need to do 100%. So even if we try to do 100%, then only we can do something about 75% to what we say, something 75 close to 75%. So that's what I said. I intend to do the work 100% sincerely. That would matter a lot. Even if we are creating a simple slide, so we would try 100% to make it the best one we could do. that that's what I would suggest mostly. And about the work culture and all, that all depends on our own attitude. If we are happy, if you are a guy who can be happy in whatever situation you are, then nothing can make you unhappy. So if you are a guy who will be unhappy whatever good things you get, then nothing can make you.
Yes, it depends upon the attitude.
Depends upon the attitude. So that's what I would say. There were several factors which could have adversely affected me. So I didn't go took the negative part out of them. I took the positive side and just worked upon it. That's all.
Another thing that I want to ask you is, there's this recent trend of massive layoffs due to this AI technology and all in different companies. So, can you share your thoughts on that?
So as a student, I don't know how I am supposed to comment on that. Still, I would say that if in as we are electrical students and we are coming from a core background, in our core background it is experience that matters. So if we look into IT companies, that's my perspective. It may be different for different people. My perspective is that. In IT field, they most probably prefer freshers, and the freshers they are get highly paid, but in core field, experience is what matters. That's what I believe. So even if AI and other automatic technology comes, there's a need of a person who can identify the errors in core things, like if in electrical circuit. AI can or AI can be teach to correct it. So if at any point of time, if a bug or if a problem which we haven't taught the AI to correct, if such a problems come, then AI cannot be. So at that point of time, experience is what most went. So in core field, I would say that maybe my views may not be true, but there's a better we get experience, and we would learn more. And
Yeah, and I would like to ask you something like, do you have a message for us? A message to, might be a message to your own younger self.
yeah, so I would like to say that as I have a CUSAT, I study in CUSAT. So CUSAT is a ocean of opportunities. As Navy say, it is an ocean of opportunities. It depends on us that how much we can drink. So according to me, I don't believe that I have utilized it to its full extent, but still I don't have any regrets that I missed a lot. I come in between somewhere where I have been involved. I have not been involved in everything, but I won't say that I haven't been involved in anything. So try to utilize it as much as you can. That's what I would say to myself for 3 years back. So as I said in CUSAT, we had to balance academics as well as extracurricular activities. So and that, as you earlier asked, what is the attitude or thing you need to do in while working, so that balance would help you in everything. So even if you learn to balance the personal and professional life or academic and cultural activities, everything needs a balance. So learn to balance and utilize the maximum resources in CUSAT. So as we know, CUSAT has everything. I would say everything literally. So it depends upon us which what we are taking in. And the message, the thing I would say to myself, who is studying 3 years back, is that try to utilize so as much as you can and learn more. So that's all I would say.
Well, that was actually a beautiful session with you, and I hope you a good future ahead. So, thank you for sharing your insight with us. Thank you so much.
That was a good session.